In April of 2018, to my parents' dismay, I left for South America for 5 full months to travel with my girlfriend. "14 total flights caught over the course of the summer, a total of 4 countries stamped into my passport, first starting in Colombia. With the help of apps such as Uber, Airbnb, Google Translate, Google Maps, the Avianca airline mobile app, I managed to never miss a beat, nor a flight or leg in the journey. A remarkably smooth transition from a daydream to plan to a reality. The trip unfolded exactly how I laid it out via online application planners. A technological miracle in action. Boarding trains on ancient Incan trails, standing atop Machu Picchu, it was like walking on the clouds. Until my iPhone battery went bust, and we were left in Cusco, Peru with no internet connection to guide us. We resorted to the old paper map style of navigation. At first, it felt alien. It felt mechanical and questionable, but it worked in getting us where we wanted to go. This was simply the default way to travel just 20 years ago. I decided to talk to world traveler Aaron McCormick, a full 22 years older than me, on his experiences gallivanting around the globe in his youth, and how it compared to mine.
I had my backpack pre-packed, and I wanted to travel around. And basically I told my mom to pull over the car, and I was getting out, and just with my backpack, and I was going to start traveling. And she was horrified because there was no way to keep in touch. It was a different state of mind. We weren't reliant on internet. We didn't have access to internet. We didn't have iPads, iPhones. We didn't have GPS. We didn't have any of those things. Yeah, so basically you're just with a backpack and a map, and no way of contacting anybody for an emergency situation. So when I used to hitchhike, I would, thumb a ride, and somebody would pull over, and it would be a complete stranger. I'd be taking 100% risk getting in the car with them. I've never met them before, I've never seen them before. Get in the car with full trust that they're going to be safe, and sometimes they were and sometimes they weren't. And you would sit in the car for 2-3 hours with a stranger, and you would talk about everything. Like, you would talk about God, you would talk about life, you would talk about philosophies, you would tell jokes, sometimes you would talk a little bit, and then you would just both be silent for a while. Sometimes you would have to figure out how you get out of the car because they were weird. You didn't rely on GPS or batteries or anything. You just had an old paper map, and you would look at the map, and the only thing you had to worry about is your map getting wet, and then it would get soggy, so you would try to keep your map protected, wrapped in plastic. I can't even remember how many times I went across Canada, but it was up in 10 to 12 times across Canada. I bicycled across Canada and ocean kayaked on the East Coast, bicycled around France and Ireland and Scotland and England, and backpacked, and talking you would find a payphone, and in order to let people at home know that you were safe and you were okay and where you were, I used to find a payphone if I was in a town, and I would call my dad, and I would say, try to make a collect call, and the operator on the phone would say, after the tone, please say your name, and I would say, Aaron in Thunder Bay, and then the phone operator or the machine would phone my dad, and then they would say, will you accept a collect call from Aaron from Thunder Bay? And then my dad would say, no, I won't accept it. And so it would hang up the phone. So my dad wouldn't accept my collect calls, but at least he knew, one, that I was alive, And if I said Aaron in Thunder Bay, he knew I was in Thunder Bay, Ontario. It was awesome. Like, it was so much fun. Like, it was a whole different way of life, you know, completely. And I kind of, in some ways, I only went to do it for one. It actually started out, I was only going to do it for like a few weeks, turned into a month, turned into 3 months, then it turned into a year. And then I liked it so much, I did it a second year, then a third year. And I just kept doing it and doing it and doing it. And 10 years went by.